นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะอเสวนาจะบาลานังปันดิตานันจะเสวนาปูจาจะปูจนียานังเอตังมังคารมุตตมันติ So first of all, may I pay respect the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. May I respect the elders, the teachers, and hello everyone, all the friends, all the devotees, and all the listeners. Today we come to the second Dhamma talk about the Maṅgalasutta or the Blessing Sutta, Blessing Discourse. So as I have mentioned earlier that this sutta is very important and very popular for the Buddhist. So just for reviewing, reminding, for last week we have preached or we have learned about the first blessing, that is asevana cha balanang, dissociating the fool or not associating the fool. That is the first blessing. And in this verse, asevana cha balanang panditanang cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanang. So here there are three blessing factors. Three qualities are mentioned. So we have just done the first one. So today we are going to learn, or we are going to discuss about the second and the third. So the second one is panditanang cha sevana. So this one is associating or being with the good. And then the third blessing is called puja cha pujaniyanang, worshipping the one who is worthy of worshipping. So these three factors are the foundation for every blessing factors. So today we are going to look at the second one and also the third one together. So for the second one, panditanang cha sevana. So we are going to learn who is pandita and also what does pandita mean. What is the pandita characteristics briefly, and also we are going to learn associating the pandita or the wise. For the term pandita, generally we translate as the wise, intelligent, and also the one who has the knowledge. That is called pandita in general sense. But in the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha mentioned in the Itivuttaka as well as in the Samyutta Nikaya as appamatto ubho atthe adhikanhati pandito ditthe dhamme cha yo attho yo chatho samparayiko atthabhi samayo dhiro pandito ti pavucchati. So this verse the Buddha preached for the meaning of the terms pandita. What does pandita mean in the Buddhism is mentioned by this verse. So the Buddha mentions appamatto ubho atthe adhikanhati pandito. So for the one who is diligent and also the wise, attains or obtains both benefits. Ditthe dhamme cha yo attho yo chatho samparayiko. Those two benefits are Dittha dhammikattha, that is the benefit in this life, and also samparayikattha, that is the benefit in the future life. Atthapi samayo dhiro pandito ti pavujjati. So for the one who has attained those two benefits, or who has realized those two benefits, they are called the wise or pandita here. So in the Buddhism, in order to call that person as the pandita or the wise, he has to attain or he has to obtain both benefits. That is the benefit in this life as well as the benefit in the future life or the life afterwards. So what is the dittha dhammikattha, or the benefit in this life, or the present benefit? What is this? This is not that difficult to understand. So that is like we have the good health, we do not have any disease. All right? We possess the healthy body, all right? And also we possess the wealth. We have the financial stabilities, and also we have the enough money for the surviving. And also the benefit in this life, including like the social standings. You are respected by other people. Wherever you go, you get a good reputation. And also like the good families, you have the good wife, good children, and also happy life, happy families. So these kinds of benefit, like good health, plentiful wealth, and also social standing. You have the good social status, and also you have the warm families. These kinds of benefits, including success in the work, success in the schools, and so forth. So these kinds of benefits or these kinds of welfare is visible and is easy, very easy to understand by us. And nowadays many people also wish to gain them. So these kinds of benefits, the daily benefit or day-to-day life benefit or everyday benefit, this kinds of benefit is called dittha dhammikattha. So in order to attain or in order to gain these kinds of benefit, the Buddha also mentioned you have to be diligent, you have to work hard, all right? And also you have to protect the wealth without spending for any useless things. Whenever you are going to buy something, you should have the mantra in your mind, thinking like it is useful for yourself and also for others or not. So you should have these kinds of thinkings. All right. So the first one, you have to be diligent. The second one is you have to protect your wealth. The third one, you should have the good friends, the one who always encourage you, the one who always helps you with anything when you are, whether you are in the good position or the bad position. And also, you should live in the balanced life. That is, you should or you should spend, the wealth lesser than you obtain. Right? When you obtain the wealth, even much or little, you try to spend lesser than what you obtain. So when you do these things, like being diligent and protect the wealth, having the good friends, as well as you live with the balanced life, these kinds of doings will help you to gain the benefit in this life. That is dittha dhammikattha. So that is the first benefit, which is very obvious to us, right? Very obvious to us. And then we come to the second benefit, that is samparayikatha. That is the future benefit, or the benefit after life. It's not very obvious to us. So this kind refers to the, we can say, spiritual benefit. So this samparayikatha, or this benefit, is gaining from practice the spiritual things, spiritual virtues. For example, you have the faith, you believe in the karma and the result and so on, and you practice the virtues by behave well in the society, in the monastery or wherever. The benefit gaining from behaving well, those things are considered as samparayikatha. Or sometimes you relinquish something for other well-beings, and also you spend the life or lead the life with the wisdom, solving the problem and so forth. That kinds of benefit gaining from those those kinds of benefit by doing those things are considered as the samparayikatha. So in sutta, normally the Buddha preach only these two benefits, Vidhathamikatha and samparayikatha. In the commentaries, for emphasizing another benefit, that is the highest benefit or highest goal in the life, and they separate another benefit that is called paramattha. That is the highest benefit that one can gain by freeing the mind from the defilements, by being free from the defilements and live with the calm and peaceful life. In Buddhist term, or in the Buddhism, we call it Nibbana. One who has seen Nibbana and who has attained Nibbana, that kind of life is the benefit gaining from attaining Nibbana is considered as paramattha, so the highest benefit. But in Sutta, the Buddha includes this paramattha in the samparayikatha normally. But for emphasizing, the commentaries separate it out and make it as one of the benefits that all Buddhists should attain, have to be attained. Because the Nibbana is the goal of all Buddhists. All right. So in order to call one is Pandita, so that person, he has to at least gain both benefit according to the Buddha. So the Buddha said he is called the wise or Pandita. He gained two benefits. All right. Those two are the Vidhathamikatha, that means the present life benefit or benefit in this life, and also samparayikatha, the benefit in the next life. So even though you graduate from the very high university, you have the good works, you have the a good family life, but if you do not possess the samparayikatha, like the virtues, you do not practice the spiritual life, you do not have the principle or the good deeds, for the safety for the next life. You haven't done any good deeds. That means you still not the Pandita. You are still not Pandita. So if you are Pandita, you have to have both. You have to have the stability of the wealth, of the social standing, also of the family life, as well as you have done the good deeds, for the safety or for the safeguard in the future life. So whoever have done these two benefits, that person is called Pandita. So that is the meaning of Pandita. Now we come to the characteristic of Pandita. As I have preached in the previous Dhamma talk, there are the 5 characteristics of the fool mentioned by Hermit Akiti, and also the 3 characteristics of the fool mentioned by the Buddha. So in the opposite way of those, so the Buddha mentioned three characteristics of the wise, and also the Hermit Akiti mentioned the 5 characteristics of the wise. So we go briefly. So the Buddha said, for the if you want to know that person is the wise or not, we have to look at these 3 characteristics. So when you associate with that person, he always thinks good thoughts. He always speaks the good words. He usually does the good deeds. So if when you associate that person, he thinks in good way, he speaks in good way, and also he behaves in the well manner, then that person is considered as the wise by the Buddha. And as you already know, for the characteristic of the fool, you just change that into the opposite ways. So the wise is the one who persuades you to do good deeds. The wise is the one who performs his work without interfering others' work. The wise is the one who spoken rightly, is not angry, is not upset. The wise is the one who prefers good, whatever good deeds he likes to do. And the wise is the one who follows the discipline. So these are the 5 characteristics mentioned by Akiti Hermit. So now we finish 2. The first one is the term Pandita. The second one is the characteristics of the Pandita. Now we come to the similes. The Buddha mentions the simile of the fool and the simile of the wise. For the simile of the fool, the Buddha mentions just as one who wraps up or who ties up the putrid fish with the kusa glass makes the glass smell bad. The glass becomes awful, becomes smelly. So also is the same way of the one who follows the fool. All his virtues or his behavior will become stink. You become awful by following the fool. In the contrary, the Buddha also mentioned the simile of the wise. The Buddha mentioned just as one who wraps, who ties up, the jasmine flowers with the leaves, then that leaf has the good smell. It smells very good because it wrapped with the jasmine flowers. In the same way, for the one who follows the wise, his life, will get better. His life will be prosperity. He also will get both benefit. All right. When you follow someone, when you follow the fool, then he will always drag you down. In the opposite way, when you follow the wise, you always gain the wealth. You always has the good families, stable families. You always has the good reputations. And also you follow him to practice the spiritual life. You will do a lot of good deeds. So by following the wise, your life will get better and better. So the way of following the wise and your life getting better like that is considered as Maṅgala or blessings, because it leads to get the benefit in this life as well as the next life. And at the same time, when you follow the wise, also you will get the highest benefit as well. Like the Buddha mentions, Ananda, because of me, because of Tathagata or because of me, then many monks or many people will free from the old age, the death, the birth, or to be short, while following the Buddha, one will free from all the sufferings, all the birth cycles, all the birth cycles. That is, by following the Buddha, he will attain Nibbana. So by taking the Buddha as the Pandita, one will attain the highest benefits. And I will conclude this blessing by giving one story. So this story also mentioned in Jataka. It's called Sati Kumbha Jataka. So once upon a time, so there was a parrot's mother, female parrot. She gave birth to the two parrots. When these two parrots grow up for somehow, they could fly, but not very well. Then one day, the wind struck on the nest, and then those two parrots were separated, falling in here and there. So one parrot fell down on the thief weapons. That parrot then is then raised by the thieves. The thief named this parrot as Sati Kumbha. Sati means weapon, Kumbha means like the place where they keep the weapons. So this parrot was raised by the thief. And another one fell on the garden or near the flower close to hermit. So the hermit also picked up that parrot and then raised that parrot as well. Since these two parrots were raised by the different peoples, one was raised by the thief, another was raised by the Pandita or the hermit. So they have the different natures. The parrot that raised by the thief was very aggressive, was very hot-tempered, was very bad. The parrot which was raised by the hermit was speaking very well manners, and always thinking in good ways. So one day, the king Panchala, he went to the forest for hunting together with the soldiers and ministers. And then he will approach one place. He saw the deer, and then he told all the soldiers and ministers to surround it. And then he told, whoever let the deer to go away, I will punish that person. Then the deer also, he tried to escape. Then finally he could escape from the king's way. So the king was ashamed, so he tried to follow the deer together with one minister, because he rode the horse and tried to catch the deer very fast, very quickly, so all the soldiers and other ministers could not catch him. So even though they tried to ride very quickly, but still they could not catch the deer. So when they approached one place, then they said, okay, it's better that we stay under the trees and take a rest. Then, unfortunately, that place was close to the thief, close to the house of the thief. Then the parrot that was raised by the thief saw the kings, and it is said oh, those are gems, those are the necklace, those are the bracelets. Wow, it's very nice. So let's kill this man and then hide him under the heap of the leaves, so then I can get the gems. So when the parrot say like this, he then flew into the kitchens. At that time, also all the thieves were gone. Only one cook was there. So then the parrot told the cook, there was the man over there. He has all the gems. Please kill him and also took the gems. When the cook went to see, then he realized, oh, that was the king. It's not good to kill the kings. So the cook said, no, the parrot, that's not good. That's the king. So then the cook also came to the kitchen in the same way. So when the king heard that, he thought, oh, this parrot is very bad behaviors, and also this parrot speak very rude, very aggressive, and this pig is not safe for me. It would be better that we leave. So the king told the minister, and they left. So gradually, when they were still in forest, they approached one place. That place was the hermitage, the hermit's hut. So then the other parrots came to the kings and then said, oh, welcome the kings. It is good that you come to us. It is the blessings that you come to us. Please sit down, and the water is over there, the fruits over there. Please stay here like your home. Right? Make yourself at home. Then the king was very surprised how different it is between these two parrots. The other one, the thief parrot, was very aggressive and very rude. But the parrot stay with the hermit was very nice. He speaks very nice, and also he welcomed very well. So then when the kings utter this out, then the parrot explained or told the king story that parrot was my brother. So we were separated by the winds. But since he associate or he stay with the thieves, so he become rude, he become aggressive. But for me, I stay with the hermit. I listen to his teachings all the times. He always advise me what is good, what is bad. He persuade me to do good and so forth. So now I become the good birds, good parrots, like you see. So the kings in the future also, you should associate only the good people. So by listening to this story, we can see that even the parrots would come from, the same families, the same mother, the same father, but since they associate with the different people, one associate with the bad, the other associate with the good. So they have the different behaviors. They have also the different minds. So in the same way also for us, when we associate someone, we should choose to associate only the good persons who always persuade us to perform or do the good deeds. So when we follow them, our life getting better and better in both benefit, the benefit in this life or the welfare in this life or the success in this life, as well as the success in the next life, including the success in attaining the Nibbana. So this is the second blessings, that is Panditanancha Sevana. Associating the wise is considered as the blessings. Now we come to the third blessings, that is Puja Cha Pujaniyanang. Puja Cha Pujaniyanang means worshipping the ones or those who are worthy of worship. So you see in this verse, it contains three blessings. Okay, just as a farmer, after harvesting the rice, the farmer would discard it, the bad rice, and keeping only the good rice. And as well as the farmer will choose the best rice for the future plant, for the future use. In the same way, for our life, we should abandon or dissociate the fool. We should associate the wise, and also we should worship the persons who are worthy of worship, or the persons who are good. We should worship the good persons. Okay, before we go in to learn about this, now we are going to learn about the term puja. Puja, like normally we translate as worshipping, honoring. Or in any regions, normally worshipping is very popular. It's very normal. But today we should know the real meaning, what is really worshipping. In Pali, puja, or the term puja, means worshipping, honoring, admiring. Normally Buddhist people think puja means that you should keep that in the very high table or in the very high box, and then you worship, paying respect and so forth. That is worship. But the term puja in Pali has the wider meanings. Like, for example, we respect things or admiring someone because he has the good qualities. That is also considered as puja in Pali or in Buddhism. I give a story. For example, there was a person. He was very poor, but because he was diligent, he associated with the good friends, and then his wealth increased, and he become like millionaire. So in the past, to become the millionaire, the king should be the one who appoint. So the king had to appoint that person if he wants to be the millionaire, the sethi. So therefore, even though you have vast wealth, you have the plentiful money, if the king do not appoint you, then you are not considered as the sethi in the past. But since the king, he sees that this person is very helpful for the societies, he is very good standard or outstanding for the kingdoms, so the king appoint this person as a sethi. So in this case, this poor person, this poor man, he worked very hard, and he has a lot of money, and he has the good behaviors. So the king appointed or admire him to be the millionaire. This admiring or worshipping in this case is used puja. So in Pali, it used puja. The king puja this poor man to be the sethi. Puja here doesn't mean that the king keep him in the higher positions and then worshiping him. No, he just admire him and respecting him, his good qualities, like diligence, good behavior, and so forth. So this is also one meaning of the term puja. Other meaning of the term puja is, like we know, we worship things, or we honoring with the materials. Right? This is very common. We worship with the flower, with the food, with the any necessary things. All right. So that also considered as worshiping. The meaning is worshipping means respecting or keeping their good qualities in our mind. Like we follow or we worship his teachings as the main principle in our life. So therefore, the term puja does not only mean that one should keep that things or that person in the very higher position and then worship by bowing down and so forth. No, you just admiring that person or respecting that person because he has the good qualities. All of those meanings are considered as puja. Now we come to the term pujaniya. Pujaniya means those who are worthy of worshipping. In the spiritual practice or in the spiritual life, who are those who are worthy of worshipping? Of course, for the Buddhists, we will say the one who is worthy of worshipping are the Buddha, the Pacceka Buddha, the Arahants, and the good practitioner monk. And also the things that connects to the Buddhas, that is the place where the Buddha were born, the place where the Buddha expound the teaching for the first time, and also the place where the Buddha passed away. And also it includes the Buddha's requisites, what he used. For example, the Buddha's robe, the Buddha relics, and also the Buddha's the relics that enshrined in the pagodas. So all those things are considered as the ones or the thing that to be worshipped. And also come to the Buddha's teachings or the teachings of the wise person. Even the book that contains the teachings, that things also considered as the thing that should be worshipped. Even the communities that follows the Buddha's teachings or follow any teachings that is good, that is suitable to follow, and also those kinds of people also should be the community that to be worshipped. So in the family life or in the normal society, also the good parents should be worshipped by the children. The good brother and sister also should be worshipped or should be honored by the brother and sister. Even the teacher in schools are the person who are to be worshipped. So these kinds of good people, good things, or good communities, these are all the things that to be worshipped. All right, to be worshipped. Therefore, puja cha pujaniyanam means the persons or the things or the community that are good. So if the persons, the teachings, and also community that are good, they are the ones who are worthy of worshipping. And the worshipping and gratitude are different. Right? Puja and Katanyu is different. For the Katanyu, we repay or we pay back because we see the result of that person. For example, the parents, they have gratitude for us, they raise us. But for the puja, we focus on their good qualities. For example, if the parents abandon us and then we are raised by someone, but since we were born because of them, then we should have the gratitude for them. But if that parents abandon us and become the bad persons, we should not honor them. We should not worship them. We should not admire them. Because we worship only the persons who are good, the teachings which are correct, and the community who practice well. All right. So even though they have the gratitude for us. They have done something for us, but we should not worship that person if they are bad, right? They are bad. They have the bad behaviors and so forth. All right. So this difference between the katanyu and also puja cha pujaniyanam. So in Buddhist or in the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha mentioned there are two types of worshippings. One worship is called amisa puja. The another one is called patipati puja or Dhamma puja. So for the amisa puja, as we already know, that we worship with the material things. For example, the flowers, the clothes, and also the food. Right? Some people, when they see that the Buddhists offer the food to the Buddha, some may think that we offer for the Buddha to come and eat or something. No, we do not offer the food for the Buddha to come and eat. We offer the food for the Buddha because we see that the Buddha have the great qualities, have the great goodness, right? Have the great qualities. So we worship him in the same way with the flower, in the same way with the clothes, in the same way with other things, other materials. Right? So normally, puja means the worshipping in the mind, that these qualities in the mind. But since we want to make it obvious, we want it to be like open, so then we bring the materials, and also we starting from worshipping with holding the palms together, worshipping by bending our head, and then further we worship by offering things like material things and so forth. That offerings or that worshipping, from the bowing down and also paying respect, and also with the material things, that offering or that honoring is called amisa puja. And pati puja or Dhamma puja means when we know or when we heard the teachings from that good persons, then we bring those good qualities and practice them. So when you practice the good qualities, or good advice mentioned by that good persons, then that kind of activities or that kind of worshipping is considered as the Patipati Puja or Dhamma Puja. In the Parinibbana Sutta, while the Buddha was about going to pass away, then all the flower was falling down and the deities were worshipping the Buddha with the deity flowers and so forth. And then I think all the Buddha's body were covered by the flowers. And then the Buddha mentioned to the monks, the Buddha preached Dhamma to the monks. And also many people over there, the Buddha mentions, this is not the way, all right, this is not like enough to worship the Buddha by the material things. But any monk, any nuns, any lay people who practice what the Buddha preached, who practice correctly according to the Buddha preached, that person is considered as honoring the Buddha in the right way, in the way that the Buddha wants, right? In the way the Buddha wants. So which means that worshipping means bringing the good deeds that mentioned by that person and practice them. That is the best way of worshipping, the Buddha says. All right. Now says, why we worshipping? There are many reasons. One is to keep our mind in the good positions. Normally, our mind is inclined towards the wrong. But since you see, when we approach to the good monks, we approach to the good place, like the Buddha's place and so forth, we feel something. Our mind was in the higher position, and also we feel like very peaceful when we are close to someone who are virtuous. We can feel his metta, we can feel his compassion, and so forth, and so forth. All right. And also one thing, we worshipping the people means we worshipping his good deeds. Right? People are the container of the good deeds. So if without people, the good deeds also cannot exist. But when we worship the good people, then that good people will remain in the society. When those good people remain in the society, then that would be beneficial for all, right? We worshipping his quality that make himself good, and also we worship his good qualities that make the society to be better. Because nowadays, sometimes people, they forget this principle, these blessings, so they tend to worship like the money, the popularity, they worship something like the fame, and also following the not the very good people. Then you see the society, so we cannot live together happily, peacefully. But whenever we worship the good person, we worship the good people, then all the society will become better and better. All right? It's better that we worship the person, we worship the good person. So if we worship like the gods, we worship like the the deities. I mean in the like just for the bakings, you worship the god or deities. One thing is for your safety, other thing is for your benefit. Like you want something from the gods, you want something from the spirits, you want something from the deities. That kind of worshipping is not very useful. We will not be able to solve the problems remain in the societies. But when we worship the people, the intelligent people, then they will help the society to solve the problem and to make the society harmony and also peacefully. Therefore, worshipping people are the thing that we should do, all right, to make the goodness remain in the society. The Buddha mentions in the Dhammapada that mase sahassena yo yacetha satang samang ekancha bhavitattanang muhuttamapi pujaye sayeva pujana seyo yanche vasasatang hutang. So roughly translation is, it is better to worship the one who develops himself, the one who is good for a moment, than worshipping by thousand sacrifice forth in every month 400 years. So the brief meaning is, it's better that we worship the good person than sacrificing with the 1,000 sacrifice forth in every month for 100 years. So even you worship, like you worship the fires, you have some kinds of god, and you worship that for like 100 years in every month. Even though you're doing like that, it's not considered as the Maṅgala or blessings. But when you worship the person who developed himself for a moment or for a while, then that worshipping is better, the Buddha mentioned. Why is that? Because when we worship the goodness or the good deeds inside that person, then it looks like we keep the good deeds remain in the society, or remain in the family, or remain in the world. That is the very important thing that we should consider. All right. Now we should see that what kinds of society, we are. Do we worship the money? Do we worship the reputations, or do we worship the good people? All right. All right. So that's why the worshiping people is considered as the blessing, because we worshiping the goodness for it to remain in the family, for it to remain in the society, and for it to remain in the world. So therefore, worshiping people is considered as the blessing or Maṅgala here. So for the last day, this just for the knowledge. In Buddhism, when we worship, we have some way. So there are some wise people, because some people, they tend to worship only material things. So then the wise people, they assign the material things to have the, this just for the examples, okay? So when some Buddhists, when they offer something to the Buddha or Dhamma and Sangha, when they offer the candles, they offer 3 candles. When they offer the incense sticks, they offer 2 incense sticks. And also when they offer flowers, they used to offer flowers in the bun or as the garland. Why is that? There is the hidden meanings in there. So when the Buddhist people, they offer the 3 candles to the Buddha, which means offers, the candles, or honoring his 3 good qualities. One quality is the Buddha has we say the highest wisdom, Mahapanya. The Buddha is purity, is called Visuddhi, and the Buddha has the great compassion, Mahakaruna. Because he has these 3 great qualities, we offer 3 candles. And then we offer the Dhamma with 2 incense sticks. Why is that? Because when we offer to the Dhammas, we offer to both, that is Dhamma and Vinaya. So Dhamma is the natures or the teachings of the Buddhas, and also Vinaya is the rules promulgated by the Buddhas to the monks and also nuns. So we offer these 2, that's why we offer 2 incense sticks. And for the Sangha, we don't offer the flower by 1 stalk, but we offer flowers in a bun or as a garland, because the Sangha from various places, from various countries. For example, here at IIT, we have Sangha from various places. Some monks, they are from Laos, some monks, they are from Thailand, some monks, they are from US, some monks, they are from Cambodia. So we are from various places. We have the different temperament. We have the different liking and disliking. But when we come together in one place, we practice the same Dhamma and Vinaya. We live together harmonies. So it's like flower, even though it have different kinds, but when you bring together, then they are beautiful. Like the Sangha, when they are harmony, then they are beautiful. Like the Buddha say, Sukha Sanghassa Samakhi. So the harmony of the Sangha is the happiness. So this is the some meaning of the offerings. So today we have completed 2 more blessing factors. One factor is Pandita Nanchasevana, that means associating the wise. And the other factor is Puja Cha Pujaniyanang, that is worshipping the one who is or who are worthy of worship, or worshipping the good peoples. So therefore, these 3 blessings, Asevana Cha Bharanang, Pandita Cha Sevana, Puja Cha Pujaniyanang, are like the foundation for all good deeds. So when you have these 3 blessings,
when you follow these 3 blessings in your life, then your life will be better prosperities as well as will be very peacefully. So by listen of this Dhamma talk, I hope you will get the principle or knowledge, and then you will bring this kind of knowledge to improve your life to be better and better. And hopefully, may your life be the Maṅgala, that means be the blessing life, and also may you attain the Nibbana as soon as possible.